Business Essentials Podcast. Unlock your career.
Learn to speak business English like a pro.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Marcus, and today we're diving into something that, honestly, most people completely overlook: your email signature. And here's the thing, it's costing you deals right now, and you probably don't even realize it. For those of you working on your business English at the B2 to C1 level, pay close attention to the phrases Sarah uses today. These are the ones that actually work in professional settings, and we'll make sure to break them down as we go. Sarah, let's just jump right in. Why should anyone care about their email signature?
It's one of those things that affects literally everyone who sends professional emails. But here's what's crazy. 70% of professionals believe a strong signature increases their credibility, yet almost half of all companies don't even use professional signatures. And the ones that do, most are making critical mistakes that are actively losing them business.
Actively losing business? That sounds pretty serious.
Think about it this way. Every email you send is a conversation starter, right? But your signature is the gentle nudge toward action. When that nudge is missing, unprofessional, or just plain broken, deals slip away before they ever begin.
So you're saying it's not just about looking professional, it's actually about conversion.
Right. Emails with professional signatures receive 22% more clicks than emails without signatures. That's not a small number. We're talking about millions of lost engagement opportunities annually across businesses.
Okay, so give me a concrete example. What does losing deals actually look like in practice?
All right, let's paint a picture here. Imagine you're a B2B sales rep sending cold emails to enterprise prospects. Your email content is solid, your subject line is compelling, you're getting opens. But your signature? It's just your name and an outdated phone number from 2 years ago.
That's pretty common, right?
Super common. Meanwhile, your competitor, sending similar emails to the same prospects, includes a professional headshot, a calendar booking link, and a customer testimonial from a similar-sized company. The competitor gets a 32% response rate. You're sitting at 8%.
Wow, that's a massive difference.
And the only difference is the signature. This is happening across thousands of salespeople right now. Your signature can single-handedly destroy your outreach effectiveness or multiply it.
So when we talk about a professional signature, what exactly does that mean?
A professional signature is basically your digital business card that appears at the bottom of every email. At minimum, you need your full name, job title, company name, direct phone number, professional email, and company website. But the signatures that really drive results go beyond that. They include strategic elements like a professional headshot, social proof like customer testimonials, and most importantly, a clear call to action.
Let's drill down into that term, call to action. What does that actually mean in this context?
A call to action, we call it a CTA for short, is basically the specific next step you want someone to take. Instead of just providing information, you're actively guiding the recipient toward an action. For example, schedule your free consultation, or download our industry report. It's the difference between passive information and active conversion.
So you're turning every email into a potential sales opportunity?
Right. And here's the thing. Email signature marketing generates open rates around 99%, far exceeding traditional email campaigns that average maybe 20 to 30%. Why? Because signatures are embedded in emails that recipients are already reading and actively engaging with.
That makes sense, but I'm guessing most people are doing this wrong. What are the biggest mistakes you see?
The biggest one? Cluttered design. People try to cram everything into their signature. 5 different fonts, 8 colors, 3 logos, 20 lines of text, oversized images, every possible piece of contact information.
And that backfires?
Completely. Recipients perceive that as unprofessional, spammy, overwhelming. Research shows signatures with 5 or more design elements see 40 to 50% lower engagement than minimalist signatures with just 2 or 3 key elements.
So less is more in this case.
Absolutely. Clean signatures with maximum 1 or 2 fonts, 2 or 3 brand colors, a single logo, and 4 to 6 lines of essential text. Those generate twice the response rates and 70% higher credibility perception.
Okay, so what's another common mistake?
Outdated information and broken links. This one kills deals constantly. You've got phone numbers that changed 2 years ago, job titles from your previous role, broken website links, LinkedIn profiles you haven't updated.
And when someone tries to contact you through those channels?
They can't reach you, and immediately they're questioning your professionalism, whether your company is even still operational. Here's a real scenario. A prospect is interested in your service. They click your phone number in your signature. It rings to a disconnected number. What do they think?
That you're out of business, probably.
Or, at minimum, that you don't maintain basic professional standards. And if you can't maintain your own contact information, why would they trust you to maintain their business relationship?
That's a really good point. So, how do you prevent that from happening across a whole organization?
That's where centralized signature management comes in. Instead of letting each employee manually create and maintain their own signature, you use a tool that automatically updates all employees when information changes.
So, like a central system that pushes updates to everyone?
Right. You might set up quarterly audits to verify all links work, all phone numbers are current, all job titles are accurate. And when something changes company-wide, let's say you launch a new campaign or move offices, you update it once and everyone's signature updates automatically.
Let's talk about the call to action issue you mentioned earlier.
The third big mistake is having no call to action at all, or having too many. Most signatures just contain name, title, company, phone, and email. No button, no link, no offer, no engagement driver. Zero strategic next step.
So it's just wasted real estate?
Completely wasted. Every email is a missed opportunity. But here's the psychology. A single clear call to action generates 371% more clicks than emails with multiple competing CTAs.
Wait, 371%? Why such a huge difference?
It comes down to decision psychology. When recipients face multiple competing calls to action, they experience what we call choice paralysis. Their brain has to work harder to decide which action to take, so often they just take no action at all.
So basically, you're creating cognitive friction?
Right. Great phrase, by the way. Cognitive friction is when you make someone think too hard, and that mental effort reduces follow-through. A single CTA eliminates that decision friction. Recipients immediately understand the one action you want them to take.
Can you give me an example of what a good CTA sounds like?
Instead of generic language like click here or contact me, you want emotionally charged, benefit-focused language. Something like, schedule your free 30-minute consultation to discover 3 ways to cut your energy costs by 40%.
So you're being very specific about the benefit.
Right. That CTA answers the prospect's immediate question, what's in it for me? And here's another layer. Embedding calendar booking links in your signature reduces friction so dramatically that it increases meeting booking rates by 50% compared to CTAs that require back-and-forth email coordination.
Because they can just click and schedule right there?
Right. Know what times work for you. No 3-email thread trying to find a slot. They click, they see your availability, they book. Done.
Okay, so we've covered cluttered design, outdated information, and weak CTAs. What else are people getting wrong?
Mobile optimization. This is probably the biggest one. Here's the reality. 60 to 77% of all emails are opened on mobile devices, yet most email signatures are not optimized for mobile rendering.
So they look fine on desktop, but break on phones?
Right. You've got wide logos that don't stack properly, multi-column layouts that overlap, large uncompressed images that slow load times, intricate HTML with tables that collapse weird, font sizes smaller than 12 pixels that are unreadable.
And what does that look like to the person receiving the email?
They see overlapping text, unreadable content, horizontal scrolling requirements. Your first impression is destroyed before they even finish reading your email message. Unoptimized signatures lose 50 to 70% of potential clicks on mobile due to broken rendering and unclickable CTAs.
What's the solution? How do you make a signature that works on both?
You design mobile first. Single-column stacked layout. Images optimized to 80 to 100 pixels square with file sizes under 20 kilobytes. Text that reflows naturally on small screens. Touch-friendly buttons. Minimum 44 by 44 pixels, so someone can actually tap them accurately with their thumb.
And you have to actually test this on real devices?
Absolutely. Testing on actual mobile devices, iPhone, Android, across multiple email clients like Gmail, Outlook, Apple Mail, is essential. Rendering varies significantly.
Let's talk about consistency across an organization. Why is this such a big deal?
Imagine you're a prospect evaluating a 500-person company. You get an email from a VP with a professional signature, clean design, good branding, all the information you need. Then you get an email from a sales rep at the same company, but the signature looks completely different. Different fonts, different logo version, different format.
That would definitely feel weird.
And suddenly, you're questioning, is this company disorganized? Can't they enforce basic brand standards? Companies with inconsistent signatures see 25 to 30% lower engagement compared to organizations with standardized signatures.
What does consistency actually look like in practice?
You need centralized management with 2 or 3 approved templates, locked down logo, branding, and fonts, and employee editable fields only for things like name, title, and phone. The core design stays consistent, but individual details can be customized.
Let's shift gears a bit. You mentioned social proof earlier. What role does that play in email signatures?
Social proof is huge. Research shows that signatures including customer testimonials, star ratings, case study results, or awards see 73 to 80% higher click-through rates and conversion rates compared to signatures without those elements.
Why does it work so well?
Because it answers the subconscious question every prospect asks. Has this worked for other people like me? When you're evaluating someone you don't know, you instinctively look for validation. Social proof provides that instant validation.
Can you give me an example of what that looks like in a signature?
You might include a single customer testimonial like, reduced our costs by $50,000 annually, with attribution, CFO, manufacturing company. Or you display a star rating, 4.9 out of 5 stars based on 200-plus reviews. You could highlight key metrics. Helped 500-plus companies reduce energy consumption by 35% average.
So you're building credibility through other people's experiences?
Right. And it's particularly powerful in cold email contexts, where the recipient is skeptical of unsolicited outreach. When they see that other legitimate companies have worked with you successfully, their guard comes down.
Let's talk about the actual phrases and language that work in signatures. What should people be saying in their CTAs?
There are some patterns that consistently outperform generic language. First, you want action verbs with implied benefits. Instead of submit or click here, you use words like discover, unlock, reserve, claim, schedule.
Why do those work better?
Because they activate emotional response. Discover creates curiosity. Unlock implies getting access to something valuable. Claim suggests you're entitled to something. Reserve creates a sense of limited availability. These tap into psychological triggers that motivate immediate action, rather than postponed consideration.
So, schedule your free consultation would be better than contact me?
Much better. But you can go even further. Schedule your free 30-minute consultation to discover 3 ways to increase revenue by 25%. That's specific, it's benefit-focused, and it answers, what's in it for me?
What about soft CTAs versus hard selling? Is there a difference in how those perform?
Yes, huge difference, especially in cold email. Soft, interest-based CTAs like, I'd love to hear your thoughts, generate twice the response rate compared to hard-selling CTAs like, book a demo now.
Why is that?
Because in cold email contexts, the recipient is already skeptical. A hard sell triggers more skepticism and resistance. A soft CTA respects their autonomy and frames you as a helpful resource rather than a pushy seller.
Before we wrap up, let's do a quick vocabulary recap for our listeners. What were the main business English terms we covered today?
The main ones were call to action, or CTA, cognitive friction, social proof, drill down into, and scale up. Remember, a call to action is the specific next step you want someone to take. Cognitive friction means making someone think too hard, which reduces follow-through.
And social proof?
Social proof is evidence that other people like them have trusted you. Testimonials, ratings, case studies. It answers the question, has this worked for others?
Great. So our listeners can use these terms when they're talking about marketing strategy, sales optimization, or building credibility in professional contexts.
Right. These are phrases you'll hear constantly in business meetings, especially when discussing conversion strategy or customer engagement.
All right. So Sarah, before we finish up, what's the one thing you want people to take from this episode?
Your email signature is not a formality. It's a critical trust-building and conversion asset. Every element either reinforces your professionalism or signals negligence. In high-stakes B2B sales, the difference between a professional signature and a mediocre one can literally be the difference between closing the deal and losing it to a competitor. So audit your signature today. Make sure it's mobile optimized, has a clear CTA, includes social proof, and is consistent across your organization.
Here's what we want from listeners. Have you experienced a situation where an email signature made or broke a deal? What elements worked best for you? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your real-world experiences.
And if you try one of these signature optimization techniques, come back and tell us what changed. Did your click-through rate improve? Did you book more meetings? We want to hear the results. This episode unpacked some crucial email truths. Breaking it down with you is always so effective. Thanks for the clear insights. You're a fantastic co-host.
Sarah, your breakdown made everything crystal clear. Really valuable. Grateful for your sharp perspective. Thanks for breaking this down for us today.
Smart listeners, I'm signing off with confidence in your communication skills. Craft those emails for impact, you effective pros.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Next episode, we're tackling another email mistake that's costing you deals. We're talking about stop saying, I hope this email finds you well. You think your opening lines don't matter? Think again. We'll show you the exact phrases that get responses and the ones that get you ignored. You're not going to want to miss that one. Catch you next time. Business Essentials Podcast. Unlock your career.
Learn to speak business English like a pro.